You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
that you leave, bells aren't ringing. Oh, won't you stay? Won't you stay with me? You made me see songs I never knew, but I wanted to. As time goes by, my heart aches. You're the sun to my rain every day. It's you, it's you, it's you, it's you. You make me see. It's you, it's you. You're my everything. As birds to sky, I love you. I want you in my world, don't you want me to? It's you, it's you, it's you, it's you. You make me see. It's true, it's you. It's true, it's true. You do, you do, you do. Please say you'll stay with me. Stay. You set me free, baby. Please say you'll stay. I've sang some songs, old and new. We can make it alright, just me and you. You make me see. You do, you do. Yes, you do. You're my everything. It's you, it's you, it's you, it's you. Yeah. You're my everything. You're the air that I breathe. You're my heaven. Every time that you leave, bells aren't ringing. Oh, won't you stay? Won't you stay with me? It's you, it's you, it's you, it's you. It's true.
People out here taking a vacation. I've been out on more than one occasion. But baby, I've been saving up my love for you. Drop a check in, Father, and I'm waiting. it right. With no part-time love life. Let me work it right. You are full-time, so I'm gonna work it right. With no part-time love life. Let me work it right. Don't wanna be
you try to walk out the door, but you just can't seem to get out. Just keeps pulling me in. Hey, I can't go nowhere. Can't stay the same. So deep I ain't felt it before. Oh yeah, we gotta love so deep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. Had my mute there. So, hello everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Indie Live Spot. I hope you're all having a great weekend. And we're very excited today because we have a wonderful guest today. As you can see, we have Mr. Teddy Astin in the house. And oh my goodness, he is, if you don't know, this man has been involved with so many iconic artists over the years. And he actually did. He was actually uh, uh, one of the head regional, or actually worldwide directors of the uh, promotions there at Warner Brothers. So um, I'm just very excited to talk to him because we're going to find out a lot of different things that he's done over the years. But help me welcome Mr. Teddy Astin on the show today. Welcome, Mr. Astin.
All right.
Thank you very much, Gary, for having me on the Indie Live Spot show today. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
You having me, and I want to thank Jasmine as well as Ray. You guys are superstars in your own right, so I'm in great company.
Well.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm just petting this.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Here we already see what kind of party this gonna
No doubt. But no, absolutely, sir. It's such an honor to have you on. And man, just after doing some research on some of the great things that you've been involved with over the years, and with your career, and then of course all the way up to now. I mean, you just amazing force. So we're very excited to hear about your whole everything that you have going on. So just if you can just kind of give us an overall beginnings, sir, of what you've been doing, and what how did you get well, for one, I know the Warner Brothers, when you got with them, how did that all come together? I mean, as far as that goes with you, I mean, how did you make that connection? And
Okay, be happy to expand on that, Gary. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Teddy Astin. I was the National Director of Promotion and Marketing for Warner Brothers Records. My career at Warner Brothers started in the warehouse. People always say, Teddy, how did you go from the mailroom to the boardroom? Well, and I didn't start at the boardroom. I started at the bottom and worked my way to the top. We had a great big distribution center here in Atlanta, off of Fulton Industrial Boulevard. And I started in the warehouse. My job in the warehouse was to pack, ship, and receive records as they came in. So I was packing orders, I was shipping the orders, and I was taking inventory as the inventory came in the door. So I worked in the warehouse for a couple of years, and at that point, a position became available in the mailroom. So they looked around, see who was doing a really good job and who was coming to work on time, working overtime, and doing all the things that was expected beyond expectation. And there I was. They promoted me to the supervisor of the mailroom. So the job in the mailroom is a very important job because you're responsible for making sure that every radio station around the country receive the proper music for their radio format and their video stations. So because the reason they wanted someone in the mailroom very aggressive was because a lot of radio stations were getting the wrong music for their format. If it was a rock station, if you're getting country and western music, it ain't gonna do you no good. If you're a black radio station and you're getting rock and roll, you can't play that for your format. So I was responsible for making sure that every radio station around the country got the format of music that they needed for their radio station and their video channels, videos as well. And after being in the mailroom about a year and a half, everybody's calling Warner Brothers and said, "Who do you have in that mailroom? We finally getting the music. Wow, formats. What's happening? Thank you." And not only were they getting the correct music for their format, Gary, but also the music had to be packaged properly. Because back then we were shipping albums in 45s. And if the music wasn't packaged properly, by the time the music got to the radio station, there was warp like this.
Oh yeah.
They couldn't play the music, you know?
Right.
So that was, that being in the mailroom and getting that format straightened out for all the radio stations was a really big deal. Because if you don't have the music for your format, how are you going to compete?
Oh,
You
absolutely.
know? So after about a year and a half in the mailroom, Warner Brothers decided to get into the black music business. Now we had a distribution center. The distribution center was called WEA, WEA, W for Warner Brothers, E for Electra, A for Atlantic, WEA, Warner Electric Atlantic. Now, Warner Brothers decides they want to get into the black music business. Our counterpart over at Atlantic Records, they were already in the black music. Man, they had Aretha Franklin, they had Donna Hathaway, they had Roberta Flack, they had Ray Charles, they had Wilson Pickett,
Wow.
they had Sister Sledge. I mean, they were rolling in black music. So Warner Brothers is saying, we got to get into black music, because at the time, Warner Brothers was a country and western and a rock and roll record label. Country and western and rock and roll. The only black artist that Warner Brothers had at the time was Jimi Hendrix. On the pop side, the most famous artist they had over there was the Rat Pack. Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, the Rat Pack. You know, along with that, the Marshall Tucker Band, you know, the country western artists.
Right.
Like, so Warner Brothers is like, okay, we got to get into the black music business. We're going to look around the country. We're going to hire the best people available. And when we key in on a person that we want for our staff, we're not going to take no for an answer. We're going to give them a deal that they can't refuse. It didn't take much for me anyway, because I was in the mailroom.
Right. Now,
I didn't have much room to negotiate, but I was just glad to be part of the equation there and just to be considered.
absolutely. Now, Teddy, before you go on that, now, what year was this? Around?
Okay, now we're talking about mid-70s,
Okay.
75 through 78, around the time that Warner Brothers decided to get into the black music business. Because basically, before that time, I started working for Warner Brothers. I started working in the warehouse in 74.
Okay.
So I've been in the system for 2 years. But being in the warehouse, you know, you kind of way down on the totem pole.
Yeah.
But once you get into the mailroom, you know, now I'm in the system.
Yes. Yes.
People know who I am.
Absolutely.
So that was around 78 when Warner Brothers decided to get into the black music business. I was the last person they hired for the black music division. So I got a call one day from Tom Draper. Tom Draper was the vice president of black music at Warner Brothers. He said, Teddy, been hearing great things about you. We're going to start a black music division, and I want you to be on our staff. I want you to be part of this black music dynasty that we're beginning to build. Are you interested? Well, let me think about it. Okay, yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm the last person they hired.
Wow.
And they put me in North Carolina. They said, look, we need a person in Charlotte to be the promotion and marketing director for North and South Carolina. We need you to go there and develop the black music market for North and South Carolina. That's what I did. I came up with some of the greatest promotions that Warner Brothers had ever seen. Because the other thing about it, I was so ready for this because a friend of mine that we worked together at a barbecue chain restaurant called Old Hickory House, Charles Gear.
Okay.
He's in my book.
Yeah.
And Charles Gear always had his hands in the music industry because Charles and Gladys Knight lived in the same neighborhood.
Mm.
He was instrumental in Gladys Knight recording her first record, her first single, Every Beat of My Heart. So when Charles got the job working for Atlantic Records, he got me a job working in the Wheel warehouse. So that was my introduction. He got my foot in the door there to start my career.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, plus Charles used to take me on the road with him for concerts,
Wow.
radio interviews for the artists, press releases. So I already kind of knew, I had a good idea because he was the best at what he was doing.
Yeah.
So that gave me a leg up on the staff, even though I was the rookie. I already knew what to do.
Uh-huh.
Give me some records. Give me some records. I'm leaving in my car and I ain't never coming back home. I'm going to every radio station in North and South Carolina.
All right.
Yes.
And I was not only going to black radio stations, jazz stations, pop radio stations. Anywhere I saw an antenna, I would stop there and give out records of asking what they were playing, what's your format, myself, and so on. So,
Let me ask you a question, Teddy.
yes, sir.
How much money you have in your pocket? Hey, hold on.
Well, you know what? We didn't have to do that because our music was so great. Let me just give you an idea here, Ray. When you can build an artist roster like this, we started out with Prince,
Yes.
then March Day and the Times, Vanity Six, Sheila E. When Prince came to the label, Warner Brothers gave him his own label called Paisley Park. Those are the artists that he signed to his label. We went on to develop Zapp featuring Roger, Madonna. Madonna was broken at black radio before pop radio was. Quincy Jones came over to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers gave Quincy his label called Quest Records. Quincy brought us not only Tevin Campbell, James Ingram, Teddy Astin, but he also brought us the Dude album.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember.
So how you gonna lose with that? Along with that, we kept moving along. Bob Marley came to the label. We signed Island Records. Island Records was a reggae label. We signed Island Records. They brought us Bob Marley and Third World. We went on when Sly Stone decided to when the band broke up, Sly and the Family Stone. Sly Stone came to Warner Brothers. But prior to Sly Stone coming to Warner Brothers, Larry Graham came to Warner Brothers prior to Sly Stone because Larry Graham was the bass player for Sly and the Family Stone.
Right.
Okay, so when Larry Graham came over, he brought us the album One in a Million.
Yes.
And man, I don't have to say nothing else about that because One in a Million became a national anthem. Then Sly Stone came over to Warner Brothers. Miles Davis came over to Warner Brothers. Donna Summer, Sylvester, Shaka Khan came over to Warner Brothers when she went solo after Rufus. Ashford and Simpson, they were a great writing duo, writing multi-mega hits for Motown. And they were looking for a record label. They came over to Warner Brothers. George Clinton came over to Warner Brothers. He brought us Bootsy's Rubber Band.
Yep. I remember.
We did that. All the name is Bootsy. And after we did such a phenomenal job with Bootsy, he brought us the Funkadelics.
Yes.
One Nation Under a Groove. That became a national anthem.
Big time.
We started breaking artists like Rod Stewart. Do You Think I'm Sexy? We started breaking, we'd already crossed Madonna over.
Yeah.
We started breaking artists like Michael McDonough. Keep forgetting not in love with you, baby. So we went on, kept moving along. Then we started diversifying. We signed Ice-T, first rap artist on the label.
Wow.
Along with Ice-T, Warner Brothers partnered up with Cold Chillin' Records. Cold Chillin' was always so. Just to show you the diversification of the record label, with Ice T, we signed over Cold Chillin' Records. Cold Chillin' brought us Big Daddy Kane,
Oh yeah.
Biz Marquis,
Mm-hmm.
Marley Marl, and the real Shantae. You
Mm.
know, there was a bunch of Shantaes running around, but we had
It
the real.
was.
You had the real one.
We had the real Shantae. I just want to set the record for that. Okay, then you mentioned Andre Harrell earlier. Andre Harrell brought us Al B. Shore.
Yeah.
We signed Karen White. Diversifying, George Benson came to the label. Before George Benson, when George Benson came to Warner Brothers, he had never did anything, any vocals. He was strictly a jazz guitarist. He came to Warner Brothers. First album called Breezy.
Yeah, breathing.
That album, he sang the first song he ever sung, This Masquerade.
Yeah.
The rest was history with George Benson. He's been singing ever since. Bob James, Foreplay. You guys familiar with Foreplay?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yes.
first album that Foreplay did featured Bob James, Lee Ritenour, Nathan East, and Harvey Mason.
Yep.
Still one of my favorite albums.
It is
Along
a
with
great
that,
album.
Al Jarreau came to Warner Brothers. He was very big overseas
Yes.
in the European. So when he came to Warner Brothers, we developed his career in the United States. David Sanborn, the Isley Brothers came to Warner Brothers. Joe Sample, Rolls Royce. Frankie Beverly came over to Warner Brothers once he saw all the success that we were having with other artists. He came over to Warner
Let me
Brothers.
ask you this. Why Frankie and Beverly never got a Grammy?
I don't know. You know what? Well, I can tell you why Frankie Beverly came to Warner Brothers. I could tell you that. He never had his record crossing over, and he never had a #1 album. That's why he came to Warner Brothers. But by that time, I don't think Frankie Beverly ever did no more than 1 or 2 more albums after that. Why he never received a Grammy prior to that, I couldn't tell you. He was on Capitol Records prior to coming to Warner Brothers. But we took him where he wanted to go, where he needed to be, with the recognition that he deserved.
Yes.
Jennifer Holliday came to Warner Brothers, along with Keith Washington, Atlantic Star, Jasmine Guy, the Force MDs, Club Nouveau, the Tom Tom Club. So those are just a few of the artists that we started from scratch, built their careers, and now they're superstars, and their music will live forever.
That's so amazing. And you know, I didn't realize. I mean, you mentioned so many that was over there on the Warner Brothers label, and there was a lot that you mentioned that I knew that was there because I had bought the records, you know, and everything. But as far as there was quite a few there that you named that I didn't realize that came over there, which is awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of those artists, they may have been a custom label that we signed to the label to distribute their product. Just like Madonna and Ice-T was on Sire Records.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
distributed by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Rolls Royce was on Whitfield Records. That's Norman Whitfield when he came over from Motown. That was on Whitfield Records, but it's all distributed, promoted, and marketed by Warner Brothers. Cold Chillin' came over to Warner Brothers. Cold Chillin', then they brought us, like I say, Biz Marquis, Big Daddy Kane, Marley Marl, and so on. So a lot of those artists, but if you look at those labels closely,
Yeah.
you will see on the label distributed by Warner Brothers. So when they come to Warner Brothers, all they had to do is bring the label and the artist. We did the promotion, we did the marketing, we did the publicity, we did the artist development. We took them on the road to radio stations, record stores. We developed their careers. That's why they came over to us, so we could help them out.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
manpower of the machine to do that.
Wow. That's amazing. And you guys, you was actually part of the promotional tours too, right? As far as that goes, did you actually, like, when they're actually, even though you you went around to the stations and things like that, but the concerts and things like that as well? Did you ever?
Well, basically, you know, you'll see a photo in my book, in the electronic version of it and hardback. The first photo of the promotional tour that I took Prince on.
Yeah.
And just to kind of show you how we groom, promote, market, and tutor an artist. Prince came to Warner Brothers, okay? Several record labels had turned him down.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And one of the record label called RSO Record. Anybody remember RSO? They had the Bee Gees,
I do
Don
remember that.
Element. They had the Disco Duck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they said, "Well, we got the Disco Duck. We got a Disco Duck. We don't need a Prince." So
Uh-huh.
Prince, Warner Brothers, he brought us the album on a silver platter. Nobody never heard of this. It was unheard of. Somebody 18 years old, young man 18 years old, he played all the instruments on the album.
Yes.
He wrote all the songs. He sang all the lyrics. He did everything. So he brings the album to Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers is like, "Oh yes, thank you, Jesus, man." And when I first heard the album, I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe what I was hearing because I've heard a lot of, even around that time, I'm maybe 22, 23 years old. I've heard a lot of music.
Yeah.
Nothing like what I heard when I heard Prince. So I called the home office. I'm like, because this was like 3 months before it was ever released. And I called the Warner Brothers and said, "Who is this artist that's singing soft and wet?"
Yes. I remember
They
that.
said, they said, "That's an artist that we signed by the name of Prince."
Hmm.
Said, "Ooh, it's the freshest music I've ever heard in my life." I said, "I'd like to get him in the market to do a promotional tour." They said, "No, Teddy, I don't think that's a good idea. No, I don't, just promote the music." "Why?" "Well, he doesn't talk." And if he doesn't talk, it may do more harm than good
Yeah.
because we don't want anybody to be turned off because, he may be able to stand off it. I said, "Look, let me do this. I got it. I got it."
I know
Okay.
that's right. Go ahead, Teddy.
Okay, Teddy, you could do this. So, let me tell you, it was around November of 77, 78 when Prince released that album.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to come into Charlotte. I'm in Charlotte. I wanted him to come into Charlotte to help out with a radio station there, was the main station, WGIV. I wanted him to come in and help out with the food drive because every year the radio station would do a food drive.
Yeah.
The food drive, not only the radio station, but the food banks and the homeless and people that needed food. I'd like for Prince to come in and help us out with the food drive. So here's what I did. Here's promotion 101.
Tell us.
I'm on with it.
Okay, so once they gave me the red light, the green light. Here's what I did. I sent 50 Prince albums to every radio station in North and South Carolina. I said, okay, that's about 5,000 albums right there. What?
Wow.
You did what? Oh, yes, that's what I did. I said, along with that, I'm going to need to advertise at all of these radio stations too. Teddy, do you know we never done nothing like that before? Man, how much would that cost? Man, probably about 30 grand. Huh? Just tell me we can do it and we can get the numbers for you.
Yeah.
Teddy, oh man. He said, okay, we're going to do this. Now, on every radio station in North and South Carolina had a Prince winning weekend. And on my advertising, the advertising said, along with Prince got a brand new album, the single is called Soft and Wet. And if you want to meet Prince, he's going to be in Charlotte at WGIB radio station on Thanksgiving Day. And if you want to meet him and get an autograph, all you got to do is bring 2 non-perishable cans of food, and you can meet Prince and get his autograph. That blew him up.
I bet it did. Oh my goodness.
And after that, you couldn't find an album, 8-track or cassette in the whole region for Prince. Everything sold out all weekend long.
Wow.
Every weekend. So we took that and put product all over the country. And that was the beginning of Prince's career. That was his first promotional tour.
Man.
Now let me tell you a little caveat with that, okay? So Thanksgiving's on Thursday. I want him in town Tuesday. He gets to town Tuesday, and he said, "Teddy," I meet him at the gate. "Teddy, I heard a lot about you. I'm really looking forward to meeting you." So great. He said, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Here's the itinerary." He looks at the itinerary. "Yeah, I can do that, Teddy. I can do that." He said, "I only have one request." So what's your request, Prince? What you want to do? He said, "When we finish the promotional tour, will you take me to see Superman?"
The movie.
The movie. Yeah.
Wow.
Because every Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, the big blockbuster movies come out.
Right.
And that was, I think, Superman's third run. Maybe his second or third movie that came out. But that's all he wanted to do, man. When after we finished that, along with that, the expressway, everybody trying to get to Charlotte, everybody trying to get to the radio station.
Yeah.
I-85 is closed down. I-77 is closed down. Brookshire Freeway is closed down. All the side streets are closed down. Everybody is trying to get to WGIV to meet Prince. Yeah. And one of us said, "Well, Teddy, what else you gonna need?" I said, "I'm gonna need 4 tractor trailers." "For what?" Teddy done lost his mind. I said, "We're going to have so much food, we got to have someplace to put it."
Right.
I said, "Okay." So all the streets, the expressways are blocked. There couldn't nobody get there. Here comes the State Patrol. Woo, 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 woo. What's going on here? Who's here? Who's in charge? They said, "Well, this Teddy, and he has Prince here." "Prince!" This is the State Patrol. "Prince! Nobody told us that a prince would be in town. What's the king and the queen?" Well, the king and the queen is at the hotel. We didn't want to cause too much of a disturbance. I just brought the prince.
No.
So he's like, "If you ever do something like this again, you gotta let us know. The mayor and the governor and the State Patrol and the local people gotta know when the prince is gonna be in town. We can't have a prince, a queen, and a king in town without us knowing." "Yes, sir."
Wow.
I'll be sure to let you know. Can you escort us over to Charlottetown Mall so we can see the Superman movie? "Yeah, I do that." State Patrol escorted us over to the mall to see the movie.
Wow.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so that was my way of developing that market, North and South Carolina, for black music. Because I had the touch to do it and I knew what to do.
Yeah.
Plus, after I did that, man, after I did that, Warner Brothers never turned me down to do nothing.
That was it right there, huh?
Nothing.
That's the way to do it.
Didn't care what it cost. I didn't care how many albums we had to give away, what it cost, what the logistics were, or what was needed. Teddy, hey, we see what you got going on. So yeah, you got carte blanche.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Like
That's you call going outside the box.
Yeah, but let me kind of give you another little thing that I did that was really funny and kind of comical at the same time. Fayetteville, North Carolina. The last album I mailed out the mail room was Candace Staten with the hit single "Young Hearts Run Free."
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So this is the first record I got to work in Charlotte, throughout the Carolinas. The record is blowing up all over the place. Candace Staten is on a national tour now. She's hot. So we're in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It started raining, thundering, flooding, and the promoter decided to cancel the tour. I guess he gonna cut his losses. Look, I ain't got, nobody may not show up there. I'm gonna cut my losses, because when you're doing these concerts, you got to pay the artist 50% in advance to lock them in. So So the promoter just felt like he gonna cut his losses. And so in the meantime, during that day, I'm taking Candace Staten out on a promotional tour to the radio station, record stores, out to lunch. So she's sitting there and she said, Teddy, I just got a message that the promoter canceled his concert. What we gonna do? I said, well, since the band is already here, why don't you just come up to the radio station and let's do a live concert for the staff at the station. Your record's number one. They're playing 3 or 4 cuts deep in your album, so come over there and let's do a concert for the staff. They said, what? You serious? Can we do that? I said, yeah. Plus, back then you had these daytime radio stations. I don't know if y'all know what a daytime radio station is, especially back then they had a lot of AM stations.
Mm-hmm.
AM station, you couldn't go in the air until sun up. And when sun goes down, you had to go off the air. So here's Candace Staten over to the radio station, man. They walk in, I got hors d'oeuvres, spirits and everything there. And the staff is just blown away that she's going to come over here in the radio station with the band and give and do a concert for us. Man, after about 30 minutes, man, they got wine up there, and man, they started singing, and Candace Staten was singing her heart out, and the radio station turned the power back on.
Ah.
The station ain't supposed to be on the air. They turned this power back on, so the whole city gets a free Candace Staten concert.
Wow.
Live broadcast
Wow.
radio station. So I think that was like one of the second biggest promotions I did. And the next day, and then the next day, man, I done spent a ton of money on alcohol and limos. I'm like, I need approval for this.
Yeah.
Well, and I can't slip these invoices in because they be watching.
Right.
So, so I called Burbank the next morning. I said, hey, promoter canceled the concert yesterday. I had Candy come over and do a live concert, spent a lot of money. They said, Teddy, we already know what you did. Tom said, Candace Staten's manager already called us and told us what you did. They said, man, nobody would have never thought of that. I can't believe it. We've never done nothing like that in life. And she was just as happy as she could be. Man, after that, man, I think from that live concert, over the next 3 or 4 days, Fayetteville, North Carolina sold over 10,000 Candace Staten albums.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Bob Marley story.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm blown up so big now. Warner Brothers is moving me to Washington, D.C. Now I'm in charge of the whole East Coast. Bob Marley has a new album out called Survival. Anybody remember that album?
Yeah.
The Survival album had a flag of every country in South Africa. And he was bringing attention to a lot of apartheid.
Right.
And so I'm in charge of putting together a promotional party for Bob Marley, his new album Survival, in Washington, D.C. Now, Washington, D.C., that's a big deal. You know, man, we had radio people and retail people coming from Virginia, Maryland, D.C., Philadelphia, people from the Congress and senators all came over to that party that we put together. In fact, all the photos are in the album, in my book. So, such a great turnout, such a big turnout. Man, it was like, Bob Marley's like, Teddy, after the party, he's like, Teddy, I never had a promotional party like this before, man. I really appreciate what you did for me. He said, do you mind coming up to the suite? You know, let's kind of talk a little bit. Let's kind of kick it around, okay? Sure. Be happy to, be honored to, Bob. We'll go up to the suite. Bob is sitting here. I'm sitting there. He rolls a fat one.
Now, I was going to ask.
20 miles long.
He throws it backwards. He hit it, passes it to me. I wasn't used to that kind of gungy. I smoked a little bit in the past, but nothing like that. He passes it to me, and I'm like, so I finally gained my composure, hit it again. Now I'm cool. I'm with him now. I'm sitting with Bob Marley. So he said, Teddy, he said, do you ever come to Jamaica? I said, yeah, I come to Jamaica all the time. I usually take my family to Jamaica. I try to take my family to Jamaica once a year. He said, what part of Jamaica do you visit? I said, Negril. He said, Negril? That's only about 10 miles from my hometown. He said, next time you go to Jamaica, I got you. He said, I'm going to have my guide come over to your resort and show you the real Jamaica. But before the tour, before they show you the real Jamaican tour, I want you to come over to my childhood home. They're going to escort you over there. Okay. They closed down the tour of Bob Marley's home for me and my family to visit the tour, take our time, go through each room. In fact, in my book, my wife and I are sitting on Bob Marley's bed, his childhood bed. We're in his childhood home.
Wow.
Yeah, in the book, those historical photos, like I say, people have never seen before, never been published before. But we're sitting on his bed, touring the house. They shut down the whole tour until my family and I could visit his home and go on the Jamaican tour.
Man,
so
cool.
That was just another one of the promotional tours that I did. That in fact, it was the last promotional tour that Bob Marley did, because 3 or 4 months later he passed with cancer.
I'll be darned. Wow.
Yeah, but memories for life, brother.
Yeah, it's so historic. I mean, it's just all of this is just awesome musical history.
Yeah. And, I mean, great promotional tours with Al Jarreau and David Sanborn. Al Jarreau and David Sanborn have the same manager, Patrick Raines. And that's why they used to tour a lot together.
Okay.
And one night we're in Memphis, Tennessee. They did 2 shows over at, I think it's Meriwether Post Pavilion, one of the big venues there. And after the concert, we go back to the hotel, and we're at the Peabody Hotel. Anybody ever heard of the Peabody Hotel?
I have.
In Memphis?
Oh, yeah, I know about it. Yeah, I used to live in Memphis.
Okay, so
So
Peabody.
you might have been at the Orpheum.
No, I was at the Peabody.
No, I'm talking about the concert hall.
Oh no, it was one across the bridge they built, Mud Island.
Mud Island.
Yes, Mud Island. Yeah. So, okay. So we get back to the hotel after 2 shows at Mud Island, and Al Jarreau like, Teddy, what we gonna do tonight? I said, I don't know, man. I said, Jerry Washington. He was my promotion manager in Memphis. I said, Jerry, what do you suggest that we do tonight? He said, well, Bill Street is right up the street. Let's just go hit Bill Street.
Okay.
Gentlemen, let me tell you, we hit Bill Street. No security.
Oh.
No posse. No drama. Just us all night long from one club to the other. We get back in around 6 in the morning.
Wow.
And that's just how simple things can be when you're in the right, when you got the right, when you got your right people behind you, when you got people that's looking out for you. Because if I felt we needed security, I'd have had security.
Right.
We don't need 50 people walking down Bill Street with us as a posse.
No, you don't.
Much attention. you know. So that is, one of those promotional tours there that I never forget.
Did you
And
ever did you ever run into the Rufus and Carla?
no, I was always a big fan of Rufus Thomas and Carla Thomas,
Well,
the Funky Chicken Man. Never.
well, he was at WDIA.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So when so that was years before me
Okay.
entering promotion. When I got there, Bobby OJ was the
Bobby
king.
OJ.
Yeah, he's the king of Tennessee. Well, Bobby passed a couple of years ago,
Right.
but he
right.
was larger than life there, man.
Boy, you ain't lying. But look here.
I was a big fan of
Let me
his.
tell you a little story about Bobby. Bobby's
Okay.
glasses was so thick he looked like a frog peeping through ice. Yeah.
Man. But yeah, so yeah, in fact, Al Jarreau also invited me to Jamaica, all expense paid. Because after I spent 20 years at Warner Brothers, I decided to move on and start a new venture. I opened up a club at Underground Atlanta called Teddy's Live.
Okay.
And when I was there at Teddy's Live, one day we get a phone call. It's like, Teddy, yeah, Mr. Al Jarreau's on the phone. He wants to talk to you. I said, okay. Hey Al, Teddy, tell me it's not true. Tell me it's not so. I said, what are you talking about? He said, they told me you left Warner Brothers. And Patrick Raines and David Sanborn and I was talking. They said, if Teddy leaves Warner Brothers, it'll never be the same. Hey, that was an understatement. But we go. So he said, look, my tour winds down in about 2 weeks. I'd love to have you and your wife join me and my family in Jamaica. Be happy to.
Nice.
Man, that time we spent together there, we laughed, we cried, we talked about stories, concerts, tours. It was because a lot of these artists was more like they became family.
Right.
And not just artists. Everybody wanted to come and work with me. Everybody wanted to work with me. When I opened up the club, Teddy, Mr. Joe Samba's on the phone. Hey Joe, how you doing? Teddy, I hear you opening a jazz club in Underground Atlanta. I said, yeah. He said, who's going to be your opening artist? I said, man, I got so much on my mind right now, I haven't even thought about it. Joe Sample say, Teddy, how about me? He said, I'll come down and play for you 7 nights, 2 shows a night for free.
Wow.
All you got to do is pay for my expenses, hotel, and airline, my transportation, and ground transportation. And he said, I'll take care of the rest. I'll hire the band when I get there. Those are just kind of some of the stories there, Another story, Teddy's Live. The Heat of the Night used to film in Metro Atlanta in Covington, Georgia. Yeah, they used to film there. And every Friday and Saturday night, man, all they wanted to do is come to Teddy's Live and let their hair down. Whoo! So, this one Friday night, they come up there. Plus, they never wanted the VIP. They didn't want the DJ saying, the Howard Rollins is here with the Heat of the Night. The Heat of the Night crew is here. They didn't want that. All they wanted to do is come in and have a good time. So, we had a special that night. The prime rib was our special. Howard Rollins is sitting there at the hot top, man, drinking, having a good time, dancing, talking to people. He's like, Teddy, this prime rib is the best steak I ever had in my life. Who cooked it? I said, well, it wasn't me. He said, I'd like to meet the cook. I'd like to meet your chef. I said, well, because when Howard come, he would stay until we locked the doors. He didn't leave till we left. So he said, I'd love to meet your chef. I said, okay. And so I would go tell the chef, hey, Howard Rollins said he really enjoyed that prime rib, man. He'd like to meet you once you close the kitchen down. Howard Rollins wants to meet me. He's all excited that Howard Rollins wants to meet him. And I bring it. Once he closed the kitchen down, I bring him out and say, Howard, this is my chef here. Chef, this is Howard Rollins. And they introduced themselves. Howard is complimenting him on the food and everything. So I noticed something around over on the other side of the room that I had to go and take care of. And as I'm walking on the other side of the room, Howard and my chef is walking out the door.
Oh.
So the next day, my chef don't show up for work.
What?
He done stole it.
Oh.
I called the chef. I didn't call when my manager called the chef. He don't answer. Call him again. He don't answer. He ain't returning calls. He ain't answering. About 2 hours later, he called and said, Mr. Teddy, I just want you to know the last night was my last night. He said, look, he said, I appreciate everything you and your wife did for me. He said, you gave me a job when I didn't have one. You helped me catch up on child support payments. You helped me get a place to live. And I just want you guys to know that I appreciate everything that you did for me. But last night was my last night, and I just wanted to give you the courtesy of calling you and letting you know. So I said, okay, I wished him well. Because if he had a better opportunity, then take it, that's fine, but that was what, so that was all of my story just continues, throughout my various careers. And another one of my favorite artists was James Ingram.
Yeah, James.
Man, James was like a brother to me. And James would come to town, put out a new album. Him and Teddy Astin had a hot new single out. Baby Come to Me. Plus, he had a new single out with Michael McDonald. Yamo Be There.
Yeah.
So he comes to town, and we always have a ball. And usually the promo tour is usually in on Saturday night. So, but with James, I would always get him a late flight out for Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
So that I could bring him by my house, and we watch a couple of football games. So, but he loved my wife's fried chicken. Man, he loved it. Oh Lord! So every time he come to town, he's like, Teddy, does your wife know I'm in town? Does Joyce know I'm in town? I said, yeah, she know you're in town. Is she cooking fried chicken? Yes, James, she cooking fried chicken. Are y'all invite me over? Of course, James. Are you brothers?
Well, that's amazing.
So that was the kind of relationships that I had with a lot of these artists,
That's beautiful.
And you know what? And I always tell people, I got a motto. And my motto is, I have truly been blessed. I've been blessed to work with a queen, a king, and a prince.
That's right.
I worked with the queen of disco, Donna Summer. I worked with the king of disco, Sylvester.
Yes.
And I worked with a prince. His name was Prince.
Yeah.
It don't get much better than that, brother.
It don't. It don't. My goodness. That's just...
Hey, Teddy, you know you messed up, don't you?
What did I do?
When Ray come to town, you know where you're coming.
Oh yeah.
You already mentioned that she can cook the fried chicken.
That chicken working, Ray.
No, I'm kind of wondering what's so special about the chicken.
I don't know. It's her special recipe. I couldn't tell you, brother. All I know is that it's good.
Man, I'm so sick of eating chicken, but if it's Some tastes totally different. I'm game. And I am sick of chicken.
I
But
think
I will come to Atlanta because I got a lot of family there in Atlanta.
yeah,
In
I,
Chattanooga.
See, he'll come get your fried chicken.
Yeah.
And then he gonna come over to my place and get lost again.
Anybody remembers Mr. V's Figure Eight Club here?
Used to be there all the time, baby.
Okay. Well, Mr. V's Figure Eight Club was world known. And in my book, I explain how that club became so fabulous. I mean, so famous. In the chapter with it's called "The Tale of Two Teds," Ted Astin and Ted Turner. Ted Turner, 30, 40 years ago, started the Superstation, WTBS.
Oh yeah,
It was
right.
the first cable radio. It was the first cable TV station in the country.
Yeah.
It was the first cable station you could be in Atlanta, and you can see what's going on all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. V's Figure Eight was able to advertise on Ted Turner's WTBS television station,
Oh.
and that's how Mr. V became world famous. But I took an artist over there one night, Teddy Astin. Love Patty.
Patty.
She's beautiful, she's talented, and she's rich. Love working with Patty. She put out an album called Getting Away with Murder. Okay, anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So she comes to town. I want to go to town. I want to go to Atlanta and work with Teddy. I want to work with Teddy. I want to work with Teddy. So she gets to town. We go on a promotional tour. Take her all out here, there, everywhere, do all the thing. So we wind down the night. I said, Patty, we're gonna go to Mr. D's and we're gonna party there. Probably leave out there about 3 or 4 in the morning. And again, back to the title of the album, Getting Away with Murder.
Okay.
So I had a couple of my police friends waiting for us in the lobby. Detective, a uniformed policeman, a couple other detectives. And as we're walking out the door, and I already set it up. Teddy Astin. Yes. Did you make an album called Getting Away with Murder? Yes, I did. Well, put your hands out. They cut the. You're not getting away with a murder here in Atlanta. You're under arrest. In the book, you'll see her handcuffed. Look, that photo made Jet magazine.
Wow.
If you made Jet back then,
Yeah.
that was the Black Bible.
That's the,
You're
you
doing
ain't lying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the photos in Jet magazine where she's handcuffed there, police there. I'm standing beside her. She's like, Daddy, Daddy, help me, Daddy.
That's wild.
Quincy Jones saw the photo in Jet magazine the next week. And Quincy said, Teddy, because Teddy's on Quincy Jones' label, Quest Records.
Mm-hmm.
So was James Ingram, and so was Tevin Campbell.
Okay.
So Quincy sees the photo with Patty being arrested in Atlanta for putting out a album called Getting Away with Murder. He said, Teddy, that's the best promotion I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
He said, when you come back to LA, I want you to stay at my place. I got you.
Wow.
Man, you're talking about a weekend of luxury and appreciation.
Yeah.
Weekend I never forget. But in fact, you see in the book, you see the photo with Patty being arrested. You see a photo with me at Quincy's house. The follow 2 weeks later. But yeah, those are the kind of promotions that I was able to pull off.
Man, that's so cool.
You know.
Yeah.
One of my favorite artists I like working with too was Sylvester.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I love working with everybody. People always say, Teddy, who is your favorite? They're all my favorite.
Mm-hmm. So many.
How come you still not doing it? You should be still doing this.
You know what? That's why I did the book. That's why I did the book. And the music industry has changed so much now. They ain't even thinking about trying to do stuff like this. I don't know if they don't have a person that think like that,
Right.
Or they ain't focus on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But Sylvester comes to Warner Brothers, and I don't know how much time we got.
Oh, yeah, we still got plenty of time.
Okay, so Sylvester comes to Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the airport to meet him. That's when you could when you had back then when you had an artist to come to town to fly in, you didn't have to go through security. You could walk straight to the gate.
Right.
Oh
right.
yeah. Yes.
So I used to always meet my artists at the gate. Sylvester gets off the plane. I have on this Warner Brothers jacket. He keys right into me. And everybody's looking at Sylvester. He gets off the plane. He's got this long black wig on, with a white streak going down the middle, and a mink coat, 3/4 length mink coat. And he's like, Teddy, I'm happy to meet you. I said, well, first I said, Sylvester, I'm Teddy Astin. He said, I know who you are. I've been wanting to meet you for a long time, man.
Wow.
He said, everybody know who you are. He said, I'm just happy to be here to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, I'm going to take you to your hotel. I had him booked at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Teddy, you got me at the Ritz? Oh, my God. You the king, ain't you? He said, you damn right I'm the king.
Love it.
Yeah, brother.
You damn right I'm the king. I'm at the Ritz-Carlton. So
Yeah,
we
the Ritz-Carlton, that's a 5-star, man.
Yeah,
Be a
man.
hell of a hotel, boy.
Oh, yeah, man. That's why
I stayed at one down in Miami, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit, I had a ball up in there.
He said, you damn, when he knew he was staying at the Ritz, he said, you damn right I'm the king. So we go out to dinner, take some radio and TV people out to dinner, retail people. And he said, afterwards, he said, Teddy, I'm going to go out to some of the gay clubs. He said, around midnight. He said, I understand, you don't have to go. He said, I'll be okay by myself. I said, are you kidding me? I represent you everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
At a radio station, TV station, a nightclub, gay club, I'm your representative.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he almost came to tears.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out to some of the gay clubs, man, and we were treated like kings.
Oh, I bet.
Champagne, lobster, red carpet, service. Every club that we went to, people treated us like royalty. I'll never forget.
Wow.
Man.
And that's how you your ship got That's how you lost your ship.
I wasn't going there.
Oh, well, see, I wasn't gonna go there till you said about Sylvester, so I had to bring it back.
I represent him. I don't care where we go.
Uh-huh.
He's my artist.
That's how you lost your ship.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Let me give you a Sly Stone story. Do we got time, Gary?
Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. We still got another hour actually.
An hour? Lord.
We go till 4.
Okay.
So as long as you got as much time as you need.
Okay, well, Sly Stone. Okay. Sly Stone, after Larry Graham comes to Warner Brothers, and we blow him up with the One in a Million album, Sly Stone comes to Warner Brothers. And he brings Warner Brothers an album. Album wasn't happening. However, it sounded like one of those albums where it was some of those cuts, songs that he did from previous albums that never made the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, one of them,
Right.
you know, so, but that's what he brought to Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers gave him a ton of money. So, he's at Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers is like, hey, we need to get Sly Stone out in the marketplace. We're going to spend a ton of money on him. and we need to get him out in the market. Who wants Sly Stone in the market? Everybody looking around up, and I'm like, me? I'm the only one. The only one.
Wow.
Because Sly had some issues there that he hadn't overcome. And no one wanted to be setting stuff up for him, and he don't show up. I had some issues here or issues there. I'm the only one. So, Sly gets to town. You'll see the photos in my book. Sly gets to town, eyes crystal clear, skin looking good, he's dressed nice, hair groomed. He's like, Teddy, man, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me. So, I mean, to be able to work with a legend like Sly Stone, I didn't care about the music. I knew the album wasn't happening. My thing was I wanted to work with the artist, the legend, Sly Stone.
Yeah.
And everybody in the promotional tour that I set up for him, everybody was overwhelmed just to meet this legend. He followed my itinerary to the T. He was when I went to pick him up, he was on time, straight all day long, never complained, never said he was tired, never said what else we got to do. He did everything I needed him to do. So the last night of the promotional tour, I take Sly back to the hotel because this is a Saturday winding down, excuse me, flight leaves Sunday. I said, Teddy, man, I've had a great time. He said, I've forgotten how it feels to feel important again. He said, I want to thank you for that. Because he'd been off the grid. He'd been off the radar for years, you know? So I go up to the suite. I order champagne and some dessert. We sit there talking and here and there. He's like, man, he said, I got to tell you, man, I haven't felt this good and important as you make me feel in this promotional tour in years. He said, Prince told me what you did for him. I hope you could do the same thing for me. So we talked all night long, early in the morning. With no point in me going home because it's like 5 in the morning now. We're talking from midnight to 5 in the morning. I take him to the airport the last time I see him. But man, I think that's his first promotional tour guide was Atlanta.
You know, since you kind of mentioned Quince Records. Yeah, well, you know, we had got involved with this jazz museum in Oklahoma City, and Bond, which he's not here today, but he contacted Quest Records out of France, so they coming over hooking in with us with this museum, jazz museum.
Oh, great! That's great.
That's Quince's deal.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever hear the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis story?
No.
No.
Okay. Y'all know who Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis is, quite naturally, right?
Yes.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis was in the Mars Day and the Time band. It was the Time at the time.
Right.
Mars Day and the Time. Man, Prince is on tour. Of course, he takes all his artists with him on tour. Yeah. Prince, Mars Day and the Time, Vanity 6, and Sheila E. Yeah. Purple Rain tour. Country going crazy.
Because I was going crazy too.
And so he's selling out every night. I think in Atlanta he did 10 nights. He was doing 5 nights in Detroit, 8 nights in Chicago, 5 nights in Miami straight. So they're in Atlanta around this time of year. And the next gig wasn't for 3 or 4 days. Okay. So Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis decided to stay behind. They didn't go on the flight with Prince and Mars Day and Sheila E. and Vanity 6. And the rest of the time, They stayed in Atlanta so they could produce the SOS band.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
They stayed in Atlanta to produce the SOS band.
Okay.
So when it came time for them to leave, they got snowed in Atlanta.
Mm.
Got fired.
No.
Couldn't make the next gig.
Oh.
Yeah, they got snowed.
Yeah.
But
Got snowed in Atlanta.
yeah, got snowed in Atlanta. They
I
couldn't make the
never
next
thought it
gig.
was snow in Atlanta. Might
Yeah,
get
well-
colder here, but I ain't never known it to snow.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it was one of those. It was one of those snowstorms
Hmm.
that came through Atlanta, and but Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, man, they went on to become two of the most famous producers in the world, in the country, producing Janet Jackson's albums,
Yes. Yes.
Alexander O'Neal,
Mhm.
New Edition, some of Karen White's music, you know.
Yeah.
So they did well.
They did very well.
Yeah,
did very well.
Very well.
You
Matter
know?
of fact, one of my clients came out of their camp, Ron Janae.
Mhm.
She's a vocalist out of Chicago.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. But the time, March Day and the time, that whole band with Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Monty Moore, Jelly Bean,
Mhm.
Somebody Bring Me a Mary Jerome.
Yep.
Somebody Bring Me a Mary.
Uh-huh.
That was one of the most talented bands out there, man. So when you saw a Prince concert with Morris Day and the Time and Sheila E. and Vanity Six,
Mhm.
he didn't get no better than that.
It-
Did they get no better than that?
I
No,
remember,
sir.
I can remember when they came to Oklahoma City. See, I live in Oklahoma City, and they played at in Norman, Oklahoma. In fact, I think it was at the Lord Noble Center. But I remember going there because I was all excited because it was the whole package. You know, it had Vanity Six there with Prince, and I mean, it was just, man, it was one of my highlights.
yeah.
It was a highlight for me. Go to that
Pandemonium.
concert.
Pandemonium.
Mhm.
I mean, y'all familiar with and y'all got to read my story about Norman Whitfield.
Okay. Yeah.
Anybody know who Norman Whitfield is? Norman
Yes, sir.
Whitfield,
Mm-hmm.
who was credited with creating half of the Motown sound.
Yeah. Yes.
So, Norman Whitfield gets ready to start his own label. Ironically, he didn't, for some reason, he brought his label to Warner Brothers.
Okay.
He didn't stay at Motown, he brought his label to Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Norman Whitfield story is in my book.
Okay.
So, Tom Draper at Warner Brothers called the whole staff to Burbank for a listening party with Norman Whitfield. Okay, Norman getting ready to drop the needle. The first song on the album is Wishing on a Star.
Ooh. Yeah.
Lord, man, that song put chills through all the way through my body.
Mm-hmm.
Wishing on a Star.
Mhm.
Man.
That's a good song.
So after the listening party was over, everybody's just kind of splitting up. You know, everybody's out in LA, so they want to make the best of time. And I hung around because I wanted to know more about Norman Whitfield.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Jerry Washington. Jerry was from Memphis, and I'm just mesmerized, amazed. You know, all that Motown stuff he did, all those hits he wrote, all the songs he produced. And so we're plotting. He said, Teddy, what do you think we should do to set up this Rolls Royce album? I said, well, let me think. Okay, I think, I think we should set up some interviews with you, Norman. Everybody knows you. And for you to set up this album, I think will be a good idea. He's like, Teddy, yeah, I think that's a good idea. He said, how many stations you want me to call? I said, well, let me look at the schedule. And I will, I'll get back with you. Give me a week or so to put this together. Then I got home. I played the song again, "Wishing on a Star," and I picked up the phone and called Norman. I said, "Norman, you don't have to do nothing. Anybody can't hear this record, they need to be banned from a radio station." Because if you can't hear this, you calling the radio station to introduce the group ain't gonna do no good because they ain't got no ears anyway. This record went on to become number one. It created a national tour for Rolls Royce. I wish you could see this, but that was one of my first platinum albums. It's right here on the wall here. It's the Rolls Royce album is in along with the Norman Whitfield story is in my book. That was one of my first. It's platinum.
Wow.
Platinum album. That's not gold. That's platinum. That's a $1 million+ album.
Hey, way to go. Way to go.
Oh, no.
But yeah, man, I was a really, really big fan of Norman Whitfield. And speaking of, like you said, you didn't know a lot of these artists was on Warner Brothers, like Norman Whitfield. His label was called Whitfield Records, distributed by Warner Brothers,
Distributed by, okay.
promoted and marketed, publicized, tutored all those artists by Warner Brothers. Along with that, he had Undisputed Truth, Smiling Faces.
Yeah.
Sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling Faces still going on now. I see Smiling Faces every day.
Yes. Wow. It's amazing. Dang. It's just so much history there. It's amazing. Now, Teddy, tell me a little bit about, because I was wondering about that. I saw where you had got a, what was it? The Presidential Volunteer Service Award?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about this.
It's the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. It was an award awarded to me by President. How could forget the president?
Was it President Biden?
President Joseph Biden. For the community, it was an award. President Joseph Biden awarded me the Presidential Service Award for the community service that I do in the community. And that is one of my, in fact, that's in my book too. It's in the early pages. My book is over 300 pages. But that's one of the early things that you'll see, one of the first things that you'll see in my book. Presidential Volunteer Service Award. It's a
Congratulations.
I know.
big award. One of my, yeah. I wish my mom could see this. She'd be proud of me.
Right.
She's already proud of me. Now, in fact, let me tell you about my mom.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna digress back a little bit since we got a little time. Start back. My book starts when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
Living in a little town, suburb of it. It was basically a little town called Palmetto, Georgia. We were growing up. I was born in Atlanta, but we grew up in the country areas of Georgia, Palmetto, Fairburn, Union City,
Right.
Fayetteville. Now, all of those areas are just part of the suburbs.
Right.
I
Right.
can get to Palmetto as quick as I can get to Marietta. Now, so I'm 6 years old. I'm walking down the street. White guy approached me, said, "Hey, I'm looking for a paper boy. Would you like to be my paper boy?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "Here's where I live. Come by my house, talk to my mama, and if my mama feels like it's okay for me, I'll be the paper boy." So he comes by the house, tells my mom he's looking for a paper boy, and would it be okay if I came to work for him? She said, okay. She felt pretty comfortable with him. I'm 6 years old. So he said, "Okay, Teddy, I'm gonna pay you 50 cents a day, and I'm gonna show you the paper route. By the time the first week was over, I'm like, oh man, this is worth more than 50 cents a day. I'm gonna need a dollar.
Working you like a Hebrew slave for 50 cents.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna need a dollar for all this work, man. Plus, I had to keep the paper machine filled with paper. But across the street, so the paper man had to come from Atlanta. All had to stop by all of those cities in between: College Park, Forest Park, Union City, Fairburn, before they get to Palmetto to drop off the paper. So, and that's about. And they didn't get to Palmetto till about 5:30 in the morning. I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning by myself.
Wow.
Didn't have no alarm clock. You know why?
At 6 years old.
You know why? We didn't have an alarm clock. So that's why no alarm clock woke me up every morning. That clock just went off in my head.
Yeah.
And I would get up by myself and walk to the train depot where I would meet the route manager. Now, across the street from the train depot was a service station called Bradley Service Station. If you Google it, it's still there, but not in the same location. But the Bradleys were very prominent people in Palmetto. In law enforcement and politics and business. So I delivered the paper to all the Bradleys, the family members, the Bradley family members. And I used to have to keep the paper machines filled up at Bradley's service station.
Okay.
Bradley's service station had 2 water fountains and 2 laundromats. The water fountain in the front and the laundromat in the front was for white people. The black water fountain and the black laundromat in the back was for black people. So
Yeah, so it was back then.
I'm filling the papers up every day. I'm filling the paper machines up every day, and every day I look over at that water fountain. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get me some of that white water. And after about a couple of months, I just kind of eased on over there and turned the water spigot on, and man, I'm just letting water go everywhere. I'm just. People were pulling into the service station, blowing the horn,
No.
pointing at me. The white mechanic runs out the service station. Mr. Bradley, do you see what Teddy's doing? He's drinking out the white water fountain.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Bradley looks over there at me and so kept doing what he was doing. So I knew some black person would go drink out the water fountain sooner or later. Might as well be Teddy. He's all right with me.
All right.
The next day at school, the teachers was talking. The parents was talking. The kids was talking. The bus drivers was talking. Did you hear what Teddy did? No. What did Teddy do?
Wow.
He drunk out the white water fountain at the Bradley service station. What's the Bradley do? Teddy steal the paper, boy. I guess it's okay. So soon after that, my mom moved us back to Atlanta. Any wrestling fans out there?
I remember just a lot of wrestling. Yeah, because
I was a big wrestling fan. By that time we moved to Atlanta, I'm around 10 years old then. And now my mom's a single mom. She's raising a family. My sisters and brothers, I mean, we were in poverty.
yeah.
My sisters and brothers, they trying to get away from home as fast as they can. They getting away from home like 40 going off. My brother joined some Marines. My sister Marie, she married Frank. They was working at the car wash. My other sister, she joins the Job Corps. So that leaves me and my little brother there with mom, and she's trying to raise us, and she's struggling, and this and that and everything. So My mom was a great cook. She's working at this restaurant. The reason I asked was that any wrestling fans, when you get a chance, Google Haystacks Calhoun.
Calhoun.
Oh,
Haystacks Calhoun. He weighed over 500 pounds.
dang.
Google his name. My mom's a great cook. Every morning before he get up, he call the restaurant. Let me talk to Miss Carol.
Huh.
Miss Carol, I'm on the way. My mom would have his breakfast ready for him every day like clockwork.
Wow.
She would cook him every morning a dozen of eggs,
Wow.
a pan of biscuits,
Woo.
a pound of sausage or bacon, and a pot of grits every morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. In fact, when you get to the page in the book where I start talking about my mom, you'll see a big old fat white dude there in the book. That's Haystacks Calhoun.
Haystacks Calhoun.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that name. I sure do.
Yeah, I was a big wrestling fan, and plus, by the time we get to Atlanta, my mom is giving me an allowance for keeping the house clean and doing this and that. And every Friday night, I would go. She'd give me $10. Every Friday night, I go to the wrestling match at the City Auditorium.
Wow.
Buy me 2 hot dogs with sauerkraut, big box of popcorn, 2 large sodas, bus fare to the auditorium, and bus fare back, and I still had $3 left over.
Hot dogs.
And that included admission to the wrestling match.
Nice.
Yeah.
You feel like wrestling, don't you?
Yes, sir. So, but as we got older, I could see how my mom was struggling financially.
Yeah.
So I'm like, look, I'm like about 15 now, 14, 15. I said, look, I'm going to get a job to help my mama out. Because around that time, she was only making about $45 a week.
Yeah.
My first job, I'm making $55 a week. And I promised my mom, look, in less than 10 years, you ain't never going to have to work again in your life. So, once I started working, I started working at a steak restaurant downtown Atlanta called Steak and Ale. Started out making 35. A week later, they promoted. I was the dishwasher. They promoted me to a bus boy. I'm making $45 a week. And now I'm making more than my mama. All I wanted was $10. I would take my mama money home, save me $10, and now we're living high on the hog.
Yeah.
But you know, my passion for my mom gave me the passion, the work ethic, the love, and the motivation to make me the person that I am today.
No doubt about it. No doubt. That's awesome, man. That is so awesome. Wow.
Steak and Ale.
You remember that, Keith, huh?
Yeah. Oh, there were good restaurants.
No, it wasn't steak and ale. No, it was no. What's a steak and ale? I'm sorry. Did I say steak and ale? I meant it was called Saddle and Stir.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Yes, but I spent a lot of days at steak and ale. But it was called Saddle and Stir.
Saddle and Stir.
It was a steak restaurant.
When the downtown.
Kind of like on with a cowboy twang to it. You know, horse saddles and cowboy hats and rangers all hanging up in there. But yeah, man, they gave me a job. I walked in the door and said, "Hey, y'all need some help? Yeah, come on in." And they were paying cash. Wasn't no checks back then. Wasn't no taxes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
But you know, we had a lot of success at Warner Brothers, crossing over artists like Michael McDonald, Rod Stewart, Madonna,
I even
Leo.
didn't I see a picture of you with standing with one of the ZZ Top guys too?
Yeah. ZZ Top. Yeah. Billy Gibbons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that kind of surprised me too, because I remember them. I didn't know they were on that
Yeah, they
over
own
there.
Warner Brothers. In fact, in my book, not only will you see me standing by ZZ Top Billy Gibbons,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll also see the platinum album
Mm-hmm.
that's in there
Yeah.
as well. That was awarded to me.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what I do now.
Yes, sir.
I have a company called TLA Real Estate Consulting. T like Tom, L like Larry, A like Apple. Look,
Mm-hmm.
before I get to TLA, let me let everybody know how to get my book.
Oh yeah, please do. Yeah.
Okay, I have a website set up just for the book.
Mm-hmm. And it's great.
The website address is toughfact.net. TOUGHACT.net. Toughfact.net. TOUGHACT.net. Now, that's a real easy name to remember. Tough Fact. All you got to do is say, man, that GHP radio is a tough act to follow.
There you go.
Toughfact.net.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, you go to the website, each page would take you directly to Amazon. But also in the website, you'll see where all the 50 gold and platinum albums that I have, you'll see them. You'll see the presidential award that Gary was speaking of earlier. You see all the proclamations from all the different mayors from around the country that was given to me or presented to me. All the different awards from the United Negro College Fund and NAACP, you'll see all of that there. Also, you'll see, you'll learn more about me, Teddy. You'll see my bio there. You'll see a lot of the book reviews that I've gotten. Also, if you want to do a book review for me, there's a link there that you could send me a book review, and I will respond to you, and I'll post your book review not only on the website, but I'll also post it on my Facebook page and other social media areas. Now, here's what I'm doing here presently, where I spend most of my time. I have a company called TLA Real Estate Consulting. T like Tom, L like Larry, A like Apple, Real Estate Consulting. At TLA Real Estate Consulting, we specialize in loan modifications and foreclosure prevention. Now, what does that mean? That means that we help people avoid foreclosure. And in order to help people avoid foreclosure, let me just kind of give you an example. A lot of people have financial hardships that's beyond their control. That a lot of times you never see coming. You know, when you fall behind on your mortgage payments, that's your biggest expense every month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford your mortgage payments, you get further and further and further behind in your mortgage payments. Some states like Georgia, which is considered to be a non-judicial state, you could lose your house to foreclosure after 3 months. So it varies from state to state. Even though I live in Georgia, we do loan modifications to help homeowners all over the country.
Okay.
At TLA Real Estate Consulting, just to give you an example of what the criteria is for a loan modification, because a lot of people qualify for a loan modification, but they just don't know it. A lot of people are having these financial hardships but just don't know who to call or who to go to. I'm going to give you this TLA number here. And what I always ask people to do, keep the number. It may not apply to you, but you never know who may need it.
Right.
It could be your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your coworker, your church member. You never know who's going to need the type of service that we provide here at TLA. Our phone number here at TLA is 404 area code 842-4600. 404 area code 842 4600. Now I get that phone number again out, Gary. You just give me the key to let me know when we're running out of town,
Sure.
running out of time, okay?
Okay.
But just to give you an idea of who qualifies for a loan modification, and you'd be surprised. If you had a change of income, you could be eligible for a loan modification. A change of income could be in various ways. You're not making the money you were making when you purchased your home. You had to take a job making less money. A person that was contributing to the household expenses are no longer there. They may have passed. It could be because of a divorce or separation. That all equates down to two incomes reduced to one, or you're not making the amount of money you were making when you purchased your home. And we work with a lot of senior citizens, guys, because a lot of senior citizens are living on a fixed income. They're not making the money they were making when they purchased their home, but the bills keep on coming.
Yeah.
If you're not making the amount of money that you're making that you were making when you purchased your home, your mortgage is still going to continue to creep up with your escrow account. Your property tax is going to continue to increase. Your homeowner's insurance is going to continue to increase, which also means that your mortgage payments are going to continue to increase. Again, two incomes reduced to one. A husband lost a job. A wife lost her job. Your partner lost his or her job. The loss of a loved one that was contributing to the household expenses. A lot of people qualify for a loan modification because they have medical hardships. Medical hardships can cause serious financial hardships. People want to know how do I qualify for a loan modification? If I qualify, all you have to do is give us a call, especially if you feel like you're getting there, but you haven't gotten there yet, but you know it's coming. You should give us a call. People want to know, Teddy, one of the first things people say to me when they call, they say, Teddy, gotta tell you, my credit is shot. Is that going to prevent me from getting a loan modification? And the answer to that is no. Your credit has nothing to do with you getting a loan modification because you already got the loan. You already have the loan. The terms of your loan needs to be modified based on your current income and not the income you were making when you bought your house. It doesn't matter if your credit score is 300 or 800. You can still get your loan modified.
Let me ask you this, Teddy.
Yes.
Is this covered in Georgia or anywhere in the United States?
Say that one more time, Ray.
I said, is that just covered in the state of Georgia or all over the continent?
All over the United States. We have no boundaries. Hardships has no boundaries for cities, states, anywhere. We work with people all over the country. That's why we tell people to write our number down. It may not apply to you, but you never know. Plus, we always want to say, keep tabs on your parents. Keep tabs on your parents. Because a lot of times, you never know, your parents done got into some bad loans.
Yeah, they need to keep tabs on me.
Well, it's okay, keep tabs. We got to keep tabs on Ray.
You're right.
I'm saying, we keep tabs on your parents because a lot of times the parents are in a situation where they got these predatory loans. They're living on a fixed income, and they're falling behind on their mortgage payments. But they don't want to worry nobody. They don't want to call nobody. They don't want people in their business. Before you know it, they're in foreclosure.
Yeah, that is true.
People want to know, look, if I file bankruptcy, can I still get my loan modified? And the answer to that is yes. Because once we get your loan modified, you can come out of bankruptcy, eliminating those expensive attorney fees and court costs each month. So if you're in bankruptcy, the best thing you could do is get that loan modified, because that's the reason most people file for bankruptcy, is to save their home. Once we modify the loan, you can come out of the bankruptcy. Also,
I'm gonna talk to you after the show.
Okay, be happy to. A lot of times, also, If people are considering filing bankruptcy to sell your home, call me first.
Mm.
Because there's a way to file bankruptcy that you don't have to involve an attorney to pay those expensive attorney fees and court costs each month.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
People want to know if I apply for a loan modification and I was turned down, could you still help me? Could I still get my loan modified through your company? And the answer to that is yes, because a lot of times people are turned down for loan modification because a lot of things are simple. They put down too much debt.
Yeah.
Well, I got to show the mortgage company that I got all of this debt here, and they show that I got all this debt. They sure will give me a modification. Wrong. You putting down too much debt is going to show them that you can't afford the house.
Mm.
And you don't have to put down all that debt. Anything don't appear on your credit report, you don't have to put it down. If the light bills are $500, you can say it's $100. They have no way of knowing. Just to kind of give you an example, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Again, just like Ray I was telling Ray, if you got relatives in another state that needs help, needs a loan modification, all they have to do is give us a call. Our phone number again at TLA is 404-842-4600. That's 404 area code 842-4600. Also, on the website, I have a website there. The website is TLA, T like Tom, L like Larry, A like Apple, TLArealestate.net. TLArealestate.net. Now, on the website, there's a link there on the website also that you can send me some information that it will include your email address. It'll let me know how urgent your situation is, you know, and who's your mortgage company. So what we do with the loan modification, no two loan modifications are ever the same. This is not a cookie cutter operation.
Right.
No two are alike. We have to personalize and customize the loan modification based on the homeowner's situation, okay? So it doesn't matter who your servicer that services your loan. We customize that loan modification and send you the paperwork for the servicer of that loan. It doesn't matter if it's a VA loan, FHA loan, HUD loan, conventional loan. It doesn't matter. We specialize in all of those different areas.
Yeah, the only thing I want to do is get out of 30 years.
Well, we need to talk about that because basically you can always get, you can always get refinance and get your mortgage down to 15 years. Just depends on what the mortgage would be. Now, let me give you an example. A lot of people has fallen behind on their mortgage payments. This may sound a little crazy, but it makes sense. A lot of people that need a loan modification, depending on who the investor is. When I say investor, FHA, VA, conventional HUD, USDA loan, those are investors alone. Whoever you are making your mortgage payments to, those are usually the servicer of the loan and not, they don't necessarily own the loan. They just service the loan for the investor. So once we customize that loan modification for you, then the investor will determine, Ray, if they need to extend your mortgage maturity date from 30 years to 40 years in order to make it affordable. Now, that works just fine for a lot of people. Because a lot of people are like, look, I just want to keep my house. I ain't never going to pay for it anyway. But at least it's a roof on I got a roof under my head. I ain't going to be foreclosed on. And now I got a mortgage that I can afford. My mortgage was $2,000 a month. Now it's $1,300 a month. I can work with that. You know what I mean? So it really depends on, you never have to accept it. Right. But those are just one of the options. But one of the other options is to refinance that 30-year mortgage to a 15-year mortgage. But keep in mind, if you want a 15-year mortgage, the mortgage payment is more likely going to be a lot higher.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's no doubt. That's no
You know,
doubt.
so which I wouldn't necessarily recommend that right now because you could have a 3 or 4% interest rate, and the interest rate is now 8%.
Yeah, because I don't mind even
Your
saying
mortgage a
I
15.
got a 0.25. I
So,
mean, yeah, 2.25 or something like
yeah. So a 15-year mortgage could double your mortgage payment with the high interest rates.
Well, all you have to do basically, Teddy, just add an extra payment onto it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or it's the
But
principal.
well, add extra payments onto your mortgages is still extending your maturity date.
Mm.
You know that it's the same thing.
Yeah, well, if you add that too, you can cut it down to 10 to 15.
Yeah, you know what? You can make your mortgage payments whatever you want. 5 years,
Yeah,
10 years,
right.
15 years. It's just a matter of, but those are numbers that you have to take into the equation. But most of our homeowners, they ain't thinking about trying to, the ideal would be for everybody to be able to pay off their mortgage in 10 or 15 years. But the reality of the economy right now
Yeah, I don't know. But
makes it kind of tough.
yeah, that makes it tough on that issue.
Yeah,
Damn sure. At 8% interest? Ooh, man.
yes, sir.
Now, I own another home that I paid off. I built in 99.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first got it, it was 8.5%. Okay, that's what the interest rate was.
Right.
Year later, 2 years later, whatever, I refinanced to 5% across
Okay.
the board, and I stayed that way.
Okay.
It's on the FHA. And I think I paid that house off 99. I paid it off in 2015, 15 or 16, something like that.
Wow. And you know what? Look at the equity you've grown in that house over the last 5, 8, 10 years. The equity probably has doubled. And that's a good thing about homeowners now. You gotta if you have a home, if you got property, you gotta be able to keep it. We gotta be able to pass it along. You hear people talking about generational wealth.
Yep.
This is how other races pass generational wealth on to their kids and their grandkids and other family members. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But you know, this is the only thing I hate about it. Which is paid off. The insurance is nothing. Man, I gotta pay $6,500 just in taxes alone.
Yeah. Now,
I hate that.
have you filed for homestead tax exemption?
Well, hell, I'm in another house. I bought another house. That house is paying for itself over there. It's paying for where I'm living.
I still, it doesn't
Well, see, I'm
matter.
100% disabled vet too. See, so I don't pay taxes where I live at.
Right. Okay, that's good. That's what I was
Yeah.
asking. If you file homestead tax exempt, so you don't have no taxes in your primary residence.
Right, I don't.
Got it. Absolutely. You're a lucky man.
Yeah, he is.
That's a good thing.
It is good.
Cause those taxes, brother,
They eat you.
those taxes ain't getting no cheaper. And as
Set your ass up.
and as the equity goes up in the house next to you and across the street from you, so does the equity goes up in your home.
Yeah.
As
Well,
the
they-
equity rises in the home, so does the taxes.
Well, see, they round where there I'm in, man, they building so many different businesses. So
Yeah.
my property tax, well, the property is going up. I'm over 500 and some thousand
Yeah.
now where I'm at. But my house over in Dallas County, fair market value is over 200 some thousand. I built the house for $103,000 in '99 when I built it. Now it's worth over 200 some thousand.
Could be worth more than that. I mean, if you haven't gotten a recent appraisal over the last 3 or 4 years,
I'm getting one on Monday.
Yeah.
Long as this woman don't redline me, I'm cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, there are some black appraisers out there, but you don't feel like do you know anybody in real estate there? Do you know a realtor?
Not really, no.
What city you live in?
I live in Fort Worth,
Okay, okay.
but my home is over in Dallas County. I'm in Tarrant County, where I'm at now.
Uh-huh.
So now I don't know. Let's say I don't know.
Here's
Hell,
what here's what I suggest you do. Uh, Google realtor, a real estate agent in your county within the area
right.
that you live in. Okay, pick up the phone and call them. Okay, say,
Uh-huh.
look, look. I'm not trying to sell my house. I would like for you to do comps for my area, and I'll pay you to do it because they're not
Right.
going to make no commission. But just let them know that you would pay them to do the comps. So what the comps
Yeah.
is going to do is going to compare houses in your neighborhood comparable to the square footage of the house that you have. Okay, so if you get red line and you have a realtor that's giving you comparable prices of homes in your area, that whoever redline you go have a problem.
Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of figuring because, like I said, when I bought this home, uh, it's a single family, but it's a one story. Only difference is my meeting room's upstairs. Everything's on the floor. Okay, then it's houses around me, some that's around me that's on the floor. So I knew we got comps for the
Right,
houses
right,
in
right,
my area.
right. Yeah, but you need to know what those comps are,
Right,
and you need to be able to compare your appraisal to the comps that you get.
right.
Because some of the houses in the appraisal going to show up in the comps too.
Right.
And if the prices are way off there, there's an issue there. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, I wouldn't just take an appraiser's word if I didn't feel comfortable with their appraisal.
Well, that's what I was saying because
And let me say this: you could have a realtor do your comps after you get the appraisals, and show the realtor what houses the appraiser used for their comparisons.
well, that's what I plan to do. You know, that's what I plan to do. What you're telling me that because they're coming out to appraise the house on Monday, and so I'm gonna be there. Then I'm gonna actually show her the different areas of the fair market value of this home. Then all the homes that's around me,
No, they're going to show you.
they're gonna show me, but I'm gonna look at it closely. My dad gonna say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not. How can I put this? I'm not stupid about what goes on in the realty. You know. You know what's going on because we own property that's in Oklahoma. You know, me and my brother, we just getting ready to buy another piece of property that we was raised in. I don't know what happened. I was in and out, and my brother let it get away. Now it's coming back around to us for 185,000. Two apartments and the main house, all of us sit on the same lot.
That's great. That's great.
So we
All
get
right. Well, it seemed like you're on the right track.
yeah. I was thinking, since you said that, I was kind of wondering, what your thoughts was into that. Because I do understand generation wealth, and mainly generation wealth is in property or whatever kind of money that you have in the bank or in your trust in your trust fund and stuff like that for your kids and stuff like that.
Whatever you have that you can pass on to the next generation, your kids, except your debt.
Well,
Because
they don't have no debt, I don't think.
I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah.
In general, you want to pass wealth on to your kids, and you don't want, and that's why I was saying another reason that you want to check on your parents, because you never know what kind of situation they're in. The first thing you want to ask your parents, look, mom, dad, what's up with the house?
Mm-hmm.
or
Well,
earn on your mortgage? What's your interest rate? You'd be
but see,
surprised.
the thing is, Teddy, that both of
And
my parents are gone, right?
well,
And I'm
yeah,
the one that took care of everything for us, the property wise and different things like that for my dad before he passed. I took care of a lot of this stuff,
right.
And
Uh, well, the other thing you want to ask your parents, do they have a will?
Mm-hmm.
Because
right,
most of them don't.
they don't.
Okay, because if they don't have a will, a lot of stuff going to end up in probate court that takes years to get through the bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, the mortgage company won't even speak to you because your name ain't on the mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But we have a way of getting around that. But I'm just saying, if your parents don't, the parent, you know what? When I say parents, I'm speaking of an older generation, but that the same thing goes for me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I'm saying goes for me too. Because when I passed, my wife passed, I don't want I want my family to know what everything is, where we are, where we
Absolutely.
stand. You know,
well, that's
Absolutely.
the thing. I do have, because my wife is no longer living, but I have a will, I have a trust. I got all this stuff, and plus a living will.
that's good.
If
Same
I
thing.
come and facilitate, hey, this is what you need to make this decision or whatever.
Right. But
Yeah.
I'm speaking in general because people may be watching us,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
and we could be passing on some good advice for them. And my advice to them is check on your parents.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
that that's my message to them.
All right.
Again,
Well,
here's our phone number. At TLA Real Estate Consultant, we specialize in loan modifications and foreclosure prevention. Our phone number is 404-842-4600. That's 404 area code 842-4600. We have a website for TLA Real Estate Consulting. That website address is T like Tom, L like Larry, A like Apple, realestate.net. You can send us a message. Let us know what your situation is. Or you can call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Someone will always answer my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you still want to get my book, go to the book website. The website is toughact.net, 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 TOUGHACT.net. Go to the website. You can see some of the great book reviews we've received over the last few months. Also, you'll be able to see the table of contents. You'll be able to learn more about me, Teddy Astin, the author. You'll be able to see all the gold and platinum albums that I received over the years. And like Gary was saying earlier, you'll be able to see the Presidential Service Award, Presidential Community Service Award that I received from President Joseph Biden, as well as other keys to the city and proclamations from the various mayors and governors and senators around the country.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't mention also the National Black Radio Hall of Fame as well, right?
Yes, and I'm a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
I've been inducted into the National Black Radio Hall of Fame as well. I am
Awesome.
All right.
I don't have my jacket on, but everywhere I go, I got HOF written on the back of my jacket, so people would know.
I know that's right. You go ahead, my brother.
You know that's a joke. That's a Terrell Owens joke. Terrell Owens, I think he was playing for the Cincinnati Bengals,
Uh-huh.
and whenever he go to the sideline, he would have his water boy put his yellow jacket on, and he walked the sideline with HOF Hall of Fame written on the back of his yellow jacket.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I'm very happy and pleased to be inducted into the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. It's a true honor.
It is awesome. Well, Teddy, thank you so much for being here today and spreading all this wonderful information, especially with the realty stuff too, because a lot of people out there that may be listening, like you said, they could be going through some hardships or something. So definitely make sure that number is 404-842-4600. And again, Teddy, it's been a pleasure having you on and just sharing all these wonderful stories. I'm just so delighted that you were able to come on today. So thank you. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for having me on GHP Radio, the Indie Live Spot. I'm truly honored to be here. I want to thank you, Gary. Ray, it's great meeting you. Jasmine, it's been my pleasure.
Yes,
You
sir.
guys have really made my day, and I really do appreciate you extending this invitation to me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Not a problem at all. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this thing up. Let's see. Keith, do you have anything you need to say? Because you're going to be coming back on the airwaves here pretty soon that you mentioned.
Yeah, pretty soon, sometime this month, I'll be making my announcement when I'll be back on the air. More than likely, I'm going to cut down a day where I was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll probably just be Tuesday and Wednesday.
All
You know, same time frame.
Well, you probably need to. Your ass is getting old.
That's real true, Ray. You know, with me getting older and picking up more clients, you know, got to try and keep some type of happy medium. Yeah.
Well, you guys, I hope you enjoy my book. And if you guys would like just a electronic version, send me an email. Send me your email address.
Okay.
And I will send you an electronic version of it. And once you get that electronic version, and man, you gotta have that hardcover.
That's what I'm having. That's what I'm getting.
All right, so get my Gary. You have my cell phone number, correct?
I don't have your cell phone, but I have connections to Andre.
Okay, let me give you my email address, you guys.
Yes.
It's Teddy, Teddy, at toughact.net. Teddy, Teddy, at toughact.net. TOUGHACT.net. Send me your email address. I'll email you an electronic version of the book.
Okay.
But just stay on till we go off there. Just stay on. Don't leave unless you got something else you need to do.
How much longer are you going to be on the air?
We getting ready to go off as soon as
We're going
Of
off.
course.
Yeah, we're going off right now.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ray, you want to say goodbye?
Well, hey, man, like I said, Teddy, it was enjoyable to have you on the show. It's our pleasure to have you on the show. A wealth of information. That's if people start picking up the information that you just stressed of what you've been doing and different things like that, even with the realty and stuff like that. Because I brought some of that in also with your real estate, what you're doing with your real estate, because, I ain't too dumb about it, I don't think.
Oh, no. You know what? And no question is too simple,
Yeah.
I mean, so that's like people calling and saying, I got bad credit, but, I want to know if you can work with my cards. No questions or no comments are out of bounds.
Yeah, my credit sure is bad. That's why I don't even worry about it no more.
Huh?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm too old to even think about it.
Well, you probably got everything that you need, and you plan on, having to buy a whole lot of stuff in the future. You look like you're set, Ray. So I get it, brother.
But like I said, man, it's our pleasure having you on the show, man. And come back anytime. Just come on back.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
But hey, everybody, see you later. Bye.
All right. We'll
Thank
see
you.
everybody next week. Y'all take care.
All right.
You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com.